Hi friends, welcome to Data Info. Today we will talk about one of the most important interview question in SQL. I am part of the interview panel in my organization. Even though I conduct interviews for data engineering roles, I ask candidates to write their answers in Spark SQL and PySpark. So this is very important question. It will test your skills in string functions in SQL. So the question is, it is very simple. We have a customer name. So if you see here in this customer name, we have full name like Yadagiri Gadi and Vamshi Pratap Singh and Rohit. So based on the customer name, we need to generate first name, middle name and last name. So this is our output and this is our input. But the tricky part is we have only one column. But how we can generate these three columns? That is the tricky part. We need to understand. So if you see here, by looking at the problem statement, what we need to do is, first of all, we need to count to the number of votes each and every row. So if you see here, two votes, here three votes, here single vote. So if you observe, if we have only single vote, then only first name. And if we have only two votes, then first name and last name. And if we have three votes, then everything. Like we have first name, middle name, and last name. Let me write. If we have only single vote, then we have only first name. If we have two words, first name we need to generate and also last name. If we have three words, then that is straightforward one. We have first name, we have middle name, and we have last name. So this is the logic here. So we need to count to the words. So if we have only single word, then only single first name and other two columns are null because Rohit doesn't have any middle name and last name. And if you go to Yadagiri, Yadagiri is having first name and last name. There is no middle name. But if you go to the second record, Vamshi Pratap Singh. Vamshi is first name, Pratap is middle name, and Singh is last name. So this is our logic. So let me go to the SQL server. The same data you will see here. So let me for first to count the instead of counting the number of words, what I will do is I will count the number of spaces. So if you see here, it is exactly, for example, Yadagiri space Gadi. Number of spaces is exactly -1 to total number of words, number of spaces. So here one, here two, here zero. So number of spaces, if I can able to populate, then that will help me to know how many words are there. So let me write a query to find the number of spaces. Number of spaces. If I have only single space, then two words. If I have two spaces, then three words. If I have zero spaces, then single word only. So this is like number of words. So exactly 2 minus 1, 3 minus 1, 1 minus 1. So that is nothing but number of spaces. So let me write the query for that. Select star. So how we can populate a number of spaces? The logic which I'm going to use is, for example, let me write one query. Total length how much? Total length of each and every customer how much? Customer name. Customer name. Total length of the, this is nothing but total length of the each and every record. Means customer name. So let me run now. So if you see here, Yadagiri 14, Rohit 5 digits. So this is total length. So now what I will do is 14 I found out. Fine. Now what I will do is I will replace space. Replace space with blank. So here what I am doing, replacing place with blank. So what will happen now? There is no spaces in the name. So let me write the no spaces. Let me execute now. Now what I generated, two columns. One is total length on the customer name and another one column is I replaced only spaces. That's it with blank. There is no spaces now. So what I will do is after removing the spaces, what is the total length? What is the total length after removing the spaces? So if you see here, I got the 13 because with space 14, without space 13, right? If you see here, with space 19 total length, without space 17 only because the number of spaces is 2. Here, Vamshi, after Vamshi space, and after Pratap, one space, two spaces. So if I want to find out what is the total number of spaces count, I can use this logic, right? Total length minus without spaces length, without spaces length. This is without spaces length. So I can use these two columns to find out the total number of spaces. So what I will do is the third column, total length minus total length minus total length without spaces. This will give me the number of spaces. Number of spaces. So let me execute one more time. Now you got the expected output that is matching with our expected result. So exactly this will tell like how many votes are there. One means two votes. Two spaces means three votes. Zero spaces means single vote. Just here two votes, right? So let me zero here. Zero space means only first name. One space means first name and last name. Two spaces means first name we have, middle name we have, and last name also we have. That is what we are trying to achieve with the help of this particular column. So we got the expected result. Let me remove other unwanted columns. So for now, I don't need these columns. Only for explanation purpose, I added those. So now we got the number of spaces also. By using this, I want to find out one more thing also. Basically, why we are finding these spaces? Basically, to derive the first name, last name, and middle name, right? So, and I also wanted to find out the space position. For example, Yadagiri is there. In Yadagiri Gadi, so what is this position of space? I want to calculate. So if I calculate what happened, number of spaces one, right? Here I have first name and last name as per the Excel. So if I number of spaces are one, then first name and last name. Okay, first name and last name we need to derive. So how you will derive? Based on this only, right? Before space, this is first name. After space, this is last name. This is nothing but first name, and this is nothing but last name. So how I will splitting based on the space only, space position. This space position will ending position for first name, and this space position is starting position for last name. So due to that reason, I want to find out what is the position of space. So let me find out. That is very straightforward. Char index, which will tell you position of a some specific character. Here the character is space. From where? Customer name. Within the customer name, what is the position or character index? Character position in that name. So let me, this will tell you the space position or space index. So if you see here, 10th position, that is expected. Pratap space VAMSHI, 6 characters, then space is 7th character in second row, if you see. But the problem is the car index will give you the first position only. In Gaji is fine. There is only one space, that is fine. But if you see Pratap, Vamshi Pratap Singh, there is two spaces, right? But it will always return first position only. That is 7. It will not display the second position. So this is nothing but first space index, right? This is nothing but first space index. So, but for second record, for first record, the second space is not required because number of spaces is only one. And third record also not required. But second record, I want to get to know what is the second space position also. So for that, let me write. So second space also we will generate. For that, I will use the same approach. But in char index, we have one more parameter that is like you need to tell to the server from where you want to start this char index. By default, it should be 1. So it will start from first character. But I will tell to the server now, after first position, from Pratap, you need to start. From Pratap, ignore this part. Ignore this part. In this part only, you need to search. So I'm telling to the server, start from 8. Start from 8. So how I can tell? Already I will already I found out what is my first position. So plus 1 I will use. 7 already I populated, right? 7 plus 1, 8. So from where it will start till 7 space only. For example, this is our entire word. So till here 7, right? 6 words and seventh one is space. That is what we populated in the first space index. I'm telling to the server in the char index, find the space position from here. From here. Start position should be 8. So 7 plus 1, 8. So let me populate now. Now this is correct. 14. 6, 7. Again 6 characters. 13 and the space is 14th one. And obviously these two are zeros. This is nothing but second space. This is nothing but second space. This is nothing but second space. Yeah, we got the expected data. By using these three columns, now we need to derive what is customer name. On top of customer name, what is your first name, last name, and middle name. So I will store this result set in CTE with CTE as this entire result set. Select star from CTE. Select star from CTE. Same result. So now we will derive the other columns. So now what I need first thing, I need first name. So first name, for example, we will derive for this particular record. So it is straightforward, the first name. So comma, then next column is if for case when number of spaces equals to 0, then no need to worry. Just populate customer name only in first name. Okay. Else, if spaces are more, then if it is 1 or if it is equals to 2, then what we need to do? We will use substring. Substring is nothing but it will fetch some part of the string. What part you need? So on top of customer name, starting position should be always 1 in first name and ending position should be till my first space minus 1. First space minus 1. So I don't need space again. Only Yadagiri is fine. Yadagiri space I don't need. So I can use this one. Till first phase index minus 1 I will use here because space also not required. So starting from 1 till this space. Till this space. Let me tell you till this space. From where? Till this first space. Till this first space. So minus 1 why I am adding means to ignore this part. To ignore this part. So that is what I am doing. So it will cover for one space and also second space. So that first name we already populated by using this logic. And so let me run now. First name whether it is populating correctly or not. Yeah, it is populating correctly. Rohit, Vamshi and Yadagiri. That is correct. For the expectation. So first name we are fine. So let me go to the middle name. Middle name is bit tricky. So same approach like case I will use when here number of spaces less than or equals to 1, there is no middle name. Middle name we have only if number of spaces equals to 2, right? If it is y equals to 1 or less than 1 means 0, then there is no middle name. So we will populate null. Fine. Else, if it is equals to 2, then what we will do? That is tricky part. So same approach, substring I will use. Same on the customer name only. We need a middle name also from customer name only. But here we need to take. So we'll take this example. We'll take Pratap Singh. So here, what is the middle name? Pratap. So from where it is starting? After space, first space, right? After first space. So after first space means plus 1. After first space, plus 1. plus 1 till where you need before second space. So before second space means how you need to write is the third in substring. The third position is, let me give you background about substring. Substring, or what it will do is, for example, TCS is my string. Select substring. For example, SQL is my string. So this is my string. So here I need to tell what is your starting position, what is your ending position. So it will return one only, yes only. And if I tell you what is your starting position and what your ending position, whatever the number you are writing here, the total values will return. For example, equal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if my ending position is 7, 7 characters it will return, starting with 1. For example, starting with 2 till 7 characters it will return. So number of character is always 7, because the third parameter will define you how many characters you need. So that is what char index is doing. It is not like your index. It is like number of characters. It is not your ending index. So this is index only. So let me write starting index, and this is equivalence to 2 here, starting position, string index. Total characters, how many? That equals to 7. So don't confuse here. This is the starting position. From starting position, how many characters you need? 7 characters. So if you count the here, 1, 2, 3, 7 characters exactly you are seeing. So for example, starting position is 3. Okay, fine. Starting position is 3. From here it will start. But how many characters? 7 characters. From starting from 3, how many characters? 7 characters. So if you see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we have till 5, we have till here only. So due to that reason, it populated till 5 only. So total character, how many? So here, what we need to do is, we cannot directly use second space, because second space, what it will do is, let me comment for now. Second space will have like this way. Let me comment for now. Let me run now. Yeah. So for middle name, what we are doing, this is clear. What is the starting position after first space? Is the starting position for middle name. That is clear. 8 we need to populate. So we are populating 8 here only. First space plus 1, 7 plus 1, 8 only. That is correct. But the ending position should be what? Pratap. For example, Pratap. So we started from here. That is correct. 8. From how many characters you need here? 6 only. 6 only. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Only 6 characters. Only 6 characters. But here we have 14. So how I can populate 6 means, if you see here, 14 minus 14 minus second character position minus 14 minus 7 minus 1, because we don't need space again. We don't need space again. So if I populate this way, then I will get 6. So the same approach I will use here. So this is fine. Starting position is populated as per the expectation. The ending character should be second index minus first index minus 1, minus 1. This is nothing but middle name. Middle name. Let me run now. So let me cross check everything is looks good or not. So enter here. Okay, let me run now. This one. Yeah. So till here we are good. So let me populate middle name also. So here the first position is fine. After space, first space, and the ending character should be 6 only. So due to that reason, second index space minus first space index minus 1. If I don't include 1, what will happen? We'll see. And end. This is nothing but middle name, and here come. So let me run the query. So Pratap. So somewhere it is populating space also. So due to that reason, we don't need that extra character. So if I remove, if you see here, the length it came, right? So if I include -1, now you won't see space. That space is not visible, but you won't see the space. So now we are populating middle name as per the expectation. So the starting position should be after first space, and the ending position should be how many number of characters you need. That you need to find out by using this formula. So the last thing is we need to populate last name. That is also straightforward one, not like middle name. So last name, how we will populate. So case when number of spaces equals to 1, then what we need to populate? Same approach, substring on top of customer name, the starting position. The starting position should be after space 1. After space 1. So first space place 1, place 1. Okay, ending position is what? Ending position, total length I can consider, right? Total length I can consider. Total length. We cannot hard code it, but so due to that reason, the total length I'm considering. Length of my customer name. We didn't OD four characters, but we cannot hard code it. So due to that reason, I'm giving total length. So it will make sure every character is populated. So let me end here and populate one. Yeah. Now I am able to populate. So we are giving extra characters, but that is okay. Here we need only 4 actually, but I am populating total length. That is okay because we are not sure. For this, it is 4. For this, it is 5. So we cannot hard code it, right? So due to that reason, I am giving in this way. That is okay for now. So that is fine. For space 1, we populated last name. And what about if the number of spaces is 2, last name? So number of spaces, when number of spaces equals to 2, then what? Number of spaces equals to 2, then substring on top of customer name only, on top of customer name. So here the starting position of after second space, that is the catch here. After second space, after second space, after second space plus 1, and the same here also. I'm going till length. I'm going till last character. So let me run. Yeah, we populated expected results. So let me remove unwanted columns. This star is not required now. Yeah, Yadagiri, Gady, then Vamshi, Pratap Singh, then Rohit. There is no middle name and last name. So it is very bit tricky, but if you understand step by step, then it will be easy. In other instead of SQL Server, in other servers, we can use split function or some other approaches to write it easily. But always it is better to know string functions. Like I used a couple of string functions, like length I used, replace I used, char index I used, substring. So the interviewer will test your skills on the string functions. So they will ask you to write in this way only sometimes. So thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe my channel for more videos.